Right then people, before we start talking about the predictions video, let's talk about the situation in regards to Legacy Kevlar. So I know many of you are very hopeful to potentially see the likes of these boots and gloves being accepted today. Well, it didn't happen, but it's not too hard to figure out why. We of course are currently going through with the likes of Trust and Rust. There is a charity event taking place over the course of the next week or so, starting this Saturday, and well, it's not too hard to figure out that maybe Facepunch didn't want to accept some absurd skins that very likely could have taken the attention away from all the charity skins. So of course we have the likes of the Clone Door, Large Box, and we have the very cool looking Rust Time Travel AR and Time Travel Thompson. They are fairly pricey, understood, but it's all for a good cause. It's all for cancer research. So please take this into consideration. Maybe they didn't want to, add the Legacy Kevlar boots and gloves this week so that these actually got a lot of attention. People would notice them, people would want to buy them, and we don't have like boots and gloves taking up all the attention and doing over 50,000 sales like the hoodie and pants did. So, in short, don't be surprised if we see the boots and gloves next week. I mean, look, Abyss Roadsign gloves took 2 weeks to finally appear, so don't be too surprised if you see the Legacy Kevlar boots and gloves next week, alright? So chill out, calm down, don't panic. Just wait another week. Enjoy the charity skins. And just remember, these charity skins are like a one-time purchase, and they are tied to your account forever. You cannot trade them, you cannot sell them, they are permanently bound to your account. So don't buy multiples. Try your best to avoid doing that. So in short, consider contributing to charity and just be a little bit patient. And so with that, we can properly introduce what this video is all about. This is the predictions video. We're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the newest Rust skins that were submitted literally just a few hours ago. And we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment this week, which of these skins potentially might give us some of those sweet, delicious looking profits. So first thing that I can observe is we got a continuation of the Cursed Primitive set. So immediately, literally the week after we saw this first start up, we've got new skins. And with these being accepted today, these two instantly spiked demand, spiked in price. They went very high, and they got absolutely cleaned out. Now, at one point, Poncho only had 3 skins left on the Steam market, but of course we have a few more now, because as time goes on, with every new day, more people are able to list theirs on the Steam market based on the 7-day cooldown. That right now is currently sitting there at $4.54. Is it always going to stay at that price? No. More people will be able to list theirs over the course of the next few days. So if you happen to own any of these and you want to make a good sale, consider selling now. That's up to you. But what happens from here and now? So I have spoken to the skin creators. There will be more. There will be more on the horizon. We are likely going to see the likes of Boonie Hat, or maybe a deer skull mask, I suggested that, or some hide boots. In short, more primitive skins are potentially on the way, and if this continues to sell very well, I won't be surprised if we see even more. So the best thing that we can make a comparison to for the likelihood of where this all might end up at, well, just take a look at the Pirate Collection. Do you remember how Pirate Collection first started off? Well, it was primitive skins. So in short, when you look at all the primitive skins that exist, you would see with the likes of Pirate Collection, it's all in the positive. It's all nice and comfy, no issues, no problems. But I must reiterate, back in the summer of last year, it was even higher in price. Post-Christmas this year hasn't really been very good, but they are nice, safe and reliable. And if I were to just do a nice little comparison here of all the other hide shirt skins and, pant skins, there's not much to look at. Now, these are expensive. That didn't really do very well, but Pirate Hide Shirt did. So I'm going to sit here and say, at the very least, due to a sheer lack of options, that very likely will do a very good job in retaining its value. Like, I don't imagine it's going to go down in price that much. I don't really expect it to go up in price that much either, but if we do see continuations, there will be a spike in demand. So sell at the right time, a good profit will be made. But from here and now, in the future, I can't help but feel like both of these skins are going to do reasonably well. Now, how many are likely going to sell? Well, with a much more calmer Rust store, considering that, Facepunch kind of avoided wanting to pick out some absurd-looking skins, I don't really think we're going to get that many sales. And I do believe a lot of, money is going to be put towards the likes of the charity skins. So if this does like a very comfortable 15,000 to 20,000 sales by next Wednesday, I think they're going to have a pretty steady future ahead of them. No issues, no problems, no oversaturation. So, honestly, the smarter approach is, and we always say it, wait it out. Wait until Wednesday. Now, there's a bit of a problem with this week. There are no abnormal skins. Facepunch must have done something a bit weird. You might notice these are coloured blue instead of green. yeah, Face Punch must have done something. But we don't have abnormal, so we don't have that time advantage. But I don't think they're going to have a ridiculous amount of sales. We can wait until Wednesday. A little bit of patience does go a long way, all right? So just chill out, relax. But yeah, these are looking good. And based on what potentially could happen next, well, I wouldn't be surprised if some people have already asked. Yeah, I know anyway. We are going to be seeing some more skins being produced over the course of this next weekend. So optimism is there. Cursed Primitive set could be a whole lot more, but we have to wait and see. And when we do see it being submitted, maybe you feel a lot more, a little bit more confident with it. So in short, I feel confident in that. How much am I going to probably buy? I'm not sure. Might not buy. Might just stick with buy orders. I've got to question it. Again, sales matters. So we're going to wait for that. Let's move on. What else is looking to be fairly reliable? I want to talk about the Abyss Roadsign gloves. So, yeah, we didn't get Legacy Kevlar today. Unfortunate, but we did get another notable collection, the Abyss collection. And from what you can see here, we have pretty much every single skin. And there has been a bit of a boost, a little bit of a boost. A little bit of interest has returned. But with many skins at the current moment, a lot of them are kind of starting to go slightly down in price. So Abyss, with the Abyss skins, some of them did start to go down in price a fair bit. But they have kind of gone up a little bit, just a little bit, it's only a tiny bit. But what I wanted to really get across to you is that we basically have a nice full set right here. Now, what I want to show you next are all the Roadsign glove skins that have come out over the past few years, and I want to show you a bit of a pattern. So, out of 36 skins that exist, there's about 10 of them that are in the negative, which is unfortunate. But if you actually take a look at some of these skins that have come out over time, take note, are they from like actual full proper collections of skins? I'm talking about all the armor, all the clothing. Ronin, double in price. Training, doing good. High quality metal, doing good. Pirate Collection, doing good. JPEG, almost doubled in price. Scroll down a little bit more. Skull Killer, doing very good. Black Gold, doing very good. Berserker's doing very good. So, do you notice how many of the Roadsign gloves that are part of collections that are basically all nice and full and have basically all the clothing and armor pieces, they are doing a whole lot better? Yeah, that's a bit of a nice trend. Now, you do have notable collections of, you have Dragon Rage here. Dragon Rage's problem is that far too many got bought. I don't think we're going to have this issue of Abyss Roadsign gloves, but you might have been sitting there and saying, what about that? But it's far too many of them bought, so that's not too hard to comprehend. So in short, this is actually looking to be perfectly fine. But I will point this out. Many of the glove skins that we just saw there, they were selling for 99 cents. This is selling for $2. But how many are going to sell? Because like I've already mentioned, I don't think we're going to be seeing that many sales this week. I think it's going to be fairly calm. And the expectation is the week after, so next week, we're probably going to see some pretty cool looking skins. Who knows? There's a lot of optimism that you could think of. But at the end of the day, that selling at $2 already might actually potentially be a bit of a problem for itself. Because, well, if some people are looking at all of the options in terms of glove skins, trying to find something else, there are a lot of them that are slightly around and less than $2, and maybe that doesn't get that much of a mention. But you'd most likely want to pair it up with the Abyss collection, and like I said, you got basically everything there. Unfortunately, we didn't get the boots, which was a little bit odd. Maybe that might randomly get picked out for a future complete the sets. Don't be surprised by that. Don't be surprised by that. So in short, there is quite a lot of optimism there. I want to keep an eye on the sales. If that barely does 10,000, I actually might consider buying some, but in most cases, I'm probably going to do buy orders, especially with what happened with post-Christmas this year. I might just stick with doing buy orders from here on now. Oh dear. But in short, yeah, you can probably see it for yourself. Everything's lining up to be perfectly reasonably fine for that. What else should we be talking about then? So, we've discussed that. I feel like we can give Pirate Garage Door a shout. So, I have been talking about this quite a lot recently, but the Pirate Collection, after doing all the clothing and armour and a reasonable amount of weapons, we're starting to build up our own deplorable collection here. And what happens when you see a new deplorable being accepted when we already have some deplorable skins already established? Well, they spike in demand and they spike in price. Now, they didn't really go up in price that much, but we keep seeing more of these Pirate Collection deplorables being made, and they keep being accepted. I can't help but think this is going to work out very nicely. But what's next? What's next on the horizon? I've spoken to Mr. Y9J. It sounds like he wants to go back to Desert Beast. So, if you're looking forward to that, at least you are aware of that now. But maybe he's just going to keep going back and forth for the likes of Pirate and Desert Beast. Not too hard to comprehend there. But what would the likely future be for this? I have a very, very, very good example. Tempered Collection. So Tempered Collection has basically every possible skin made. And later down the line, Mr. Milho Frito decided, you know what, I'm going to make some deplorables. And here we are. And look at that. So we basically saw that all kick off late in 2022, rolling into 2023. These sold very nicely. A reasonable amount. They held their value. They're doing good. When the post-Christmas rolled in for 2023, that was accepted in the first rust off for 2023. These spiked in demand and went crazy high in price. But as time has gone on, they've all kind of calmed down, but they are safe. They are reliable. They are all in the positive, right? People like this set. Glows in the dark, very unique color scheme and whatnot. But point made is, you can see that's very comfortable at the moment. And that's been very comfortable throughout all of the past 2023. So I kind of look at the Pirate Collection being fairly similar to that. I don't think it's got as much demand as the Tempered Collection, but I can't help but feel like it's potentially going to be doing exactly the same type of like play out in terms of, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe get a small box produced, or maybe even like a double door or something. Furnace, I mean, it's in Y9J's hands, and he has been very successful with this set. Facepunch clearly likes it, so don't be surprised if we see even more. But then we also have to consider, all right, garage doors, how bad could this potentially become? Well, right now this week, we've got that very, very, very cool garage door as a Twitch drop. And perfect reference to one of the best videos ever made showcasing Rust. You know what I'm talking about. So maybe with this existence, and obviously this being given away for free, we don't see many sales for the likes of this garage door here. All the better for it to rise up in price in the future if we get more deplorables produced for this set. So things are looking pretty good for that. Pretty good. There are no guarantees. And let's not forget, over the past 2 years, we've been getting a lot of garage doors being given to us. Don't rule out the possibility of even more Twitch drops as well. So in short, could that do better? It can do. Are there things that could definitely help it out? Yes. As I said, potential continuations. Honestly, I don't think it's going to sell that much. And I do think it potentially has a decent chance in going potentially higher in price in the future. But don't be surprised if we get a whole bunch of other garage doors in the future, and that potentially struggles to compete for attention, I guess you could say. People are going to look for nice options for their garage doors. That might not always get a good shout. And you might have noticed in SEMM.app it says not marketable, not tradable. Don't worry, that's an SEMM.app issue. That is going to be tradable. That is going to be marketable. A lot of people during my stream were very confused by that. It's just a glitch with the website here, so don't worry about that. In short, it should be pretty alright, but this isn't abnormal. We don't have the abnormal time advantage for us, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to look at Wednesday and make a good decision. A bit awkward, I know. So, okay. All the skins that I talked about so far are the skins that I feel reasonably confident in. Everything else, I am not really sure in, but there's a very weird situation with these tools that I need to address. These aren't selling for $1.99 like a normal pair of tools or a gun skin. No, these are selling for 99 cents. Well, yeah, every now and then Facepunch does something like this. So you might also notice that the Cozy Wooden Door is also selling for 99 cents instead of $1.49. Every now and then they will, set prices for skins at a lower price. And, this is very weird because even though it's happened before with some tools, which I can show to you real quickly. What was it called? Shadow Strike? It's right here. Shadow Strike, yeah. These sold for $1.49 instead of $1.99 before. It's down to $1. Now, if you take a look at all the tools, you might notice they don't seem to be very in demand. Skins for tools doesn't seem to hold up very well, unfortunately. But you might notice that, well, as you are aware, when it comes to weapons and tool skins that aren't like super interesting or people don't have a lot of demand for them, they usually always end up at around $1 because people just convert them into metal and then, use the metal to make weapon barrels or sell the metal. So how much is metal right about now? Let's go take a look. So if I type in metal and we'll see it for ourselves, hopefully Steam will work instantly. It did. Wow, that's a surprise. Metal is currently selling for around $1, as you can see right here. Cool. Just a few sales off and it's up to $1. But the point is that these are selling for 99 cents. Can they go lower than that? I don't really think so. Yeah, they can. They can. But is that going to happen in abundance? And wouldn't people just here's the thing. Either these are going to have a good job retaining their value, or technically speaking, right there, you are looking at an option to just buy a whole bunch of metal for 99 cents. Does that make sense to you? Like, you could just potentially see these go down in price pretty quickly and then just convert everything you have into metal, and suddenly we have tons and tons of metal. That actually could be a very bad thing for the likes of metal, actually. Wow, that actually doesn't sound too good now, does it? But could that potentially work out that you could still make a very good profit if you use it all to make weapon barrels? There's a lot of weird things going on there. But I kind of get the feeling, with a smart buy order, we can just pick these up for a fairly cheaper price. Oh, yes, indeed, yes. But there's going to be some weird things with that, because now that I put it in your head, you're aware of that now. You essentially could just go buy a whole bunch of metal, and usually at some point metal does go back up in price sometimes, but how much does it sell usually every day? Only 150-ish today. So, yeah, that's weird, isn't it? It's really weird. So these actually might not go down in price that much. So a good buy order, that could work out. So at least you're aware of that now. And then, well, there are two other skins that I don't think are going to be doing very well, unfortunately, in terms of the investing side of things. Royal M249. So this is a situation in regards to gun demand. How often are you even using certain skins, or certain guns, for example? So how often are you using an M249? Judging by what I see of these skins, I don't think everybody actually gets a hold of one fairly easily. It's not too hard to comprehend when you kind of put it this way. If you're not using a gun that much, right, where's the justification to own a skin? Does that make sense? So, a low gun demand would lead to low demand to use skins, which would lead to lower skin prices. That's not too hard to kind of figure out, is it? Because for all the people that bought these skins, they're going to struggle to sell them because they're competing with other people to sell them. They undercut. Because, yeah, there are some people that want to have M249 skins. That's not too hard to understand. But there's probably not that much. So, yeah, awkward. So, M249 skins usually struggle to retain their value, as you can see here, for the past 2 years. And the vast majority, a bit awkward. Only the old one's doing all right, and the Rainbow Pony, because it's pretty. So, in short, with this Royal M249, I will give it, some props. This looks cool. Like, that could have honestly been a Counter-Strike skin. So, Mr. Mad Polly, nice piece of work, aimed on the sight. Very useful red aim sight. But unfortunately, I still can't imagine it's going to do a good job in retaining its value. I'm very, very unsure with it. But that's based on the fact that I've seen many M249s over the past several years, and I've seen how they've all played out. That, unfortunately, will very likely potentially go down to around $1. But I think it's going to do a good job staying above $1. But it's still going to basically go down pretty bad based on the fact that it's selling for $3. So, yeah, awkward. And then it comes to wooden doors. And, well, whilst this is a very nice, cool wooden door based on its being very grounded, looks like it's literally carved out of, like, wood and whatnot by itself. And I think a lot of role players would appreciate this, like a cool little hotel room door and whatnot. Role players will, enjoy that. I can't help but feel like that's not going to do very well. Based on the financial perspective, take a look at all the wooden doors, and it's not too hard to comprehend. And also, don't forget, we have another Twitch drop right there. Collect food. That's also got transparency. So this might not even sell that much this week, and that's not too hard to understand, especially with this out for free. And then you take a look at all of the wooden door skins that have come out literally the past year and the year before that, and they're all basically doing bad, except that one that was minute plated, so don't worry. So in short, wooden door skins, not good, reliable investments. So that's why we're going to stay away from that. Yes. So, yes, overall, just to give you a brief summary once again, based on the fact that it really does look like Face Punch would rather have a quieter week, so it promotes the charity skins a whole lot more. I don't think we're going to get that many sales. So across the board, just wait until about Wednesday, then make considerations on what you want to do next. Now, just because there's no abnormals doesn't mean I'm not going to, stream on Wednesday and I'm not going to record a video. We can still look at all the skins and figure out prices and whatnot. So you're more than welcome to come visit me. Look at the description of this video. Look at the socials. My Twitch link is right there. So we're not expecting that many sales, but I am expecting next week to be probably very, very, very nice. We can remain hopeful. Maybe that's cope. But Legacy Kevlar, it didn't come out today. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out next week. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out next week at all. So just keep an eye on all of this. And if it sells way too low, all the better for it to rise up in price. If there were to be an improved stance in it, if there were to be like more skins in those collections and whatnot, And as I said, with the likes of this, and this, that's basically half the reason why I picked those out. Not too hard to understand. So yeah, calm week this week. We'll see what happens next week. So from here and now, keep an eye on the workshop. Keep an eye out for all those new skins. We'll see what happens next. I know Legacy Kevlar is going to be quiet for a while. Kosen wants to do other things, but they are available. These are available for at least another 2 or 3 rust stores. We shall see what happens next, but just keep an eye on the workshop, and don't forget, also keep an eye on the commits. If you want to be aware of all the new potential stuff that could be coming out soon, such as backpacks, which we're well aware of, we will want to keep an eye on the commits, okay? So you might see some things that have never been mentioned before, and you could potentially be the first person to react upon that. If it could potentially affect skins and whatnot, well, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, quiet week. We'll see what happens next week. I don't blame you if you don't really want to spend that much money. Fair enough, but do consider buying a skin for the charity batch, from the charity batch. It's all for a good cause. Cancer research, so, you know, it's pretty cool. All right, then. So, yeah. Try your best not to buy multiples of them because you can't sell them. They're permanently bound to your accounts. You can't sell them. You can't trade them. They are stuck on you, okay? And just keep an eye on the likes of the Steam market as well. It's not hard to sell skins, all right? Just wanted to point this out as well. I have done a fairly decent job. I should have waited to sell those Abyss kilts, but I have done a fairly decent job in selling my skins. The only issue is they are not selling for insane prices like you normally would see with post-Christmas. Now, I will talk more about this when I do my next update in regards to post-Christmas, but you can't really sit there and say, I can't sell anything. I did. I've made thousands over the past few days, but not stupidly high prices. And remember, to prevent prices really badly declining, only sell in small batches of 3 to 5. You'll sell your skins, and whilst you're listing many other skins, you'll just go back and you can relist them even more. All right? So as you can see, that's exactly what I did based on what you can see there with how all nice and spread out that is. Right then, so we're done. So unfortunately, not exactly a super insane week, but it's not too hard to realise why. So with that, at the very least, go out there, go watch the event, go get those generic drops. That means watch someone streaming Rust but that isn't part of the event to get these. And to get the streamer drops, watch Hedge specifically for 9 hours to get these 3 skins. Watch Blueprint specifically to get that bow skin. Captain skins, not too hard to understand. You'll want to look through all the captains, watch some of them. You can mix and match. So as long as you watch captains, you'll make progress. 8 hours, you'll get all 4 skins. And same thing applies to the participants. So people who aren't captains but also taking part, you watch any number of these people and you'll make progress here. So remember, you can only get progress on one section at a time. You can't do multiple different streams all at once on your computer. You have to basically go through it one at a time. But you have 7 days to do all of it, so it's not too hard to figure out. And yeah, that's it. That's what we're looking forward to for next week. Hopefully it helps improve the player count, because that's gone down a fair bit. But that was probably due to Steam authentication issues. Anyway, with that, it's all done. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And let's see how things turn out for the rest of this year. Hopefully better. Hopefully.